Morning and good evening, everyone. This is Kiran Edupuganti from Preface Automation channel. Uh, in this session, I'm going to come up with another technical topic. Comes under tools, solutions, and technologies category from my channel. From the up page talks about column. Let's start with this session, and I'll give overview on my channel a second, and then I'll give overview on my stories which I have published earlier. If you have not gone through, you can go through it, and followed by I'll continue with the session that I have planned today. Okay. So moving ahead. So I just wanted to give a brief overview on my channel. Whoever is not aware, it's useful for them. So I have a channel called as Trivial by Automation. From the YouTube site or from the Medium blogging site, you can refer on this name. So anywhere any topics appear by this name, you can count me on this on that particular topic. Okay. So the first category that I have planned, when I started this channel is tools, solutions, technologies. The objective of this category is to mainly present the trends and update. The updates happening on particular tool or the solutions are open source, frameworks, right? So that's the category that I have come across, and in this particular category, I think in the month of January I have posted appium updates in detail in two playlist about 20 sessions in 10 sessions in each. So you can go through from the automation YouTube channel or from the Medium blogging side, which has all detailed instructions and talks about the latest updates on the appium site. Okay. So after doing my workouts, and then I'm putting the information in the social media blogging platforms so that it is useful whoever is interested. The next category that I see is empowering the workfix. So as I have 2 decades of experience in the IT space, so I just wanted to put my uh, experience, and so that it is useful to the new joiners who are entering into this domain. So especially into the automation side. So that's where I'm coming up with um, uh, some topics. So about three already I have published. So you can go through in my blogging platform. The next the category that I see is strategies. So this is mainly based on my experience and what kind of strategies that we can adopt in our corporate assignments based on the given problem statement. So I may come across a few strategies in future I'm going to publish, so that definitely we can tweak and align with the current trends, and we can adopt it. Okay. So that's the third category. And the fourth category that I see is trends. So it's mainly focusing on current the technology trends that we have on the ground. Okay, so every decade or a half decade we see a technology upgradation, so changes. So how that changes adapted to the automation world. So after my analysis and workouts, I'm going to come up with a few valid the details that is useful for the automation world on the corporate side. Okay, So I'm not going to give any hype on any of the the topic. The only thing is that whatever the current trend, how it is being useful in the coming futures, so in the coming quarters. So it's a kind of uh, implementation orientation. So how we can adapt, and what are the best way to we can adapt, and how quickly we can use it. So we have seen the a lot of the trends, if you see in the past 2 decades. So that we need to uh, adapt those things so that it is useful when we move forward. So that's my intention to have this particular category. Okay, so that's about the channel objectives. So let me quick overview on my the blogging. So you can go through the, I have given all the details in the description of the each videos. So you can go through it. So this is about rewirechannel.medium.com that you can. And if you go to the this particular page, you will find the stories which I have published. Each story has its some description along with the voice over, so that it is useful for you when you're going through these stories. Okay, so this about medium blogging platform, and I have so if you go to the YouTube and give the reverb automation, you'll be landing on the one channel where I have publicly posted all the videos. So that will be useful, or you can access from this particular page each video, so that it is easy for you to access and go through the voice over videos. Okay, so that's about my blogging platform on the medium site. So let's go with the current session today. So the session that I have planned from the tools, solutions, and technologies category is Selenium Manager. So I've been observing this particular topic in the Selenium blogging site, from the designers and others. So I think they have started the journey in the month of 2002 November. So they started with this particular implementation, the Chrome side, and eventually they have added all the features, required features for Prime browsers and Prime the platforms that every automation world consumes those browsers. So since it is completed the its initial evolution and its enhancements and updates, and come to a stage where it can fully support to the all the three prime browsers. So that's the reason I thought to bring this topic onto my blogging, so that whoever is new or whoever is just starting or not aware of this particular topic, they can take inputs from here. Okay, so I have gone through entire the Selenium, the blogging, and I decoded the right information and abstracted relevant information, so that we can easily adapt this particular component in our corporate assignments, or any of the practice the sessions. It is going to be useful. And in one word, I would say this particular component is looks to be very simple but noteworthy and good to have, and it's going to be a uh, it's going to be a added value in our automation um, solutions that we have on the ground. Okay, so uh, with the additional details moving forward. So finally, I would say is I'm going to derive the one. I have derived the one word, that is effortless management from this particular component. So What are those details? I'm going to explain in the upcoming uh, slides. So this supports both driver and browser. What is driver and what is browser, that you know. Okay. Finally, I would say, in the whole, we'll call it as a automation solution, right? Selenium is one of the open source solutions that we have on the ground. Okay, so there are certain activities, that we are performing in day-to-day, automation, build, maintenance, and execution phases. Okay, so there are certain activities we named it as based on the functionality that we are doing. Okay, the feature that we are implementing, the activity that we are doing to build a complete end-to-end solution. So, so initially there are certain configurations and setups are there. One of the activities is managing the drivers and installing the browsers. Okay, so that is the activity that as on today, I mean, before this introduces, we have been doing the manually that activity. So here I named it as a automated the automation activity. Okay, previously that is a activity that we are conducting the part of the our automation scope, right? So one of the activities that we are seeing that is being automated, and we are going to leverage that one. So that's why I named it as automated and automation activity. So generally, if we have any certain activities, any repetitive activities, what we are saying, trying to build a solution using any particular language or any particular the solution available in the market, and we'll develop a code and make it as a automate. What we are doing there is we are simply converting the manual activity to the automation side. So similar kind of thing in the automation journey. The first phase is the uh, drivers, right, or browsers. So managing those the managing those components as a manual activity. So before this component is introduces, now it become a automated one. Okay, how that become a automated, that I'm going to give you a overview in the next slides. Okay, so let's move ahead. So I came up with the Selenium Manager playlist. Okay, in two sessions. Session one will talk about the preface of this Selenium Manager, which has these components. One is I'm going to give you a architecture overview. I understand everyone having idea on the this architecture, but since I'm starting a topic, so I wanted to start with one base so that you will connect what I'm talking about. And then the legacy approach, uh, I'm going to explain. And the Selenium Manager glimpse, what exactly it is, Selenium Manager, and what is the approach they have adopted, it is implemented, and what are its Selenium Manager features. Let's cover the first session. We cover these topics. Okay. In the next session, we'll primarily focus on its functions. That is the driver management, and the second one is browser management. Okay. So I'm going to I'm going to show the how automatically that will take place, so that it is easy for new users who have not already touched this particular component. Okay, so at the same time, there are some value adds based on my real world experience. I have presented based on certain categories how it is being useful, behind the screens. Okay, on our day to day, or sometimes it may be our it is going to be helpful to our business objectives as well. Okay, so this is the overview on the playlist that I'm going to come up with, and I'm going to publish two stories One talks about the preface, second talks about the functions. I call it as a management. So in the medium, those two stories that you can go through it when you get a time. Okay. So moving ahead, so let's start with the Selenium Manager, which is preface. So architecture, this is the architecture, typical architecture that we know. And we have a client called WebDriver language bindings. And this is the component. And we have a driver. So we are configuring the driver path. We are downloading the driver from the specific vendor site and putting it in one particular path, and we are giving that reference in the system path, or we are giving the directly that path in the code as well. Okay, so we have a statement where we are giving the system path in the code. So that was the approach that we are following. Okay, so and then once you initiated the execution, these language bindings will invoke the driver will speak to the browsers, and browsers in turn will speak to the application server will invoke the actions on the particular application, and then if there is any exceptions or any such things, so the server will send back, and then the browser will send back to the driver, and then driver will understand and represent the our report saying so and so expressions are it is working fine, or those things, right? So this is a kind of bidirectional flow that we have in the Selenium architecture. So this is the area where they have concentrated more how to make this as a automation. So the so that I'm going to give you overview on the next slide. So okay, this is the typical architecture that we have on the ground for the Selenium side. Okay, so what is exactly the legacy approach is, I mean, the legacy approach means the approach that we have used before 4.6 Selenium version. Okay, we are doing that. I'm just going to give you overview. So here, if you can see, so Google, so we have a Google Chrome. So we have seen the. I think you might have observed Google Chrome is automatically updating to the latest version whenever it is available. So such cases sometimes we may not be knowing. We may be working in development or maintenance or execution side, execution phases, right? So we may not have noticed that kind of update. Okay, so this kind of update feature is uh, for end users. It is a very kind of user friendly, and they don't bother about what is the latest version. Okay, so that's the reason Google came up with this kind of feature seamlessly in the background. It will update. Okay, so but for automation side, it is a kind of the painful. So because whatever the scripts, the moment when you initiated the suit, it will throw an errors because might be a driver compatibility exceptions. Okay, how that will be? In the prerequisite we have a driver and browser. Okay, so those two will be invoked or used during our development, maintenance, and execution. Okay. At this time, if we have not maintained any latest versions, then it is going to be an exception. So in this particular legacy approach, manually we are doing these activities during this development, maintenance, and execution phases. Maintaining this driver and this browser as well. Okay. So I given few inputs for here. So manual process to check, we need to check so before starting any activity, automation related activity, we have to check this one. So what is the check, the browser version and compatibility. Then we need to go to the blog and understand what is the compatibility of this particular the browser version. Okay. And we need to give the driver path in the code or reference in the system path. Okay, if you are using the Selenium grid, so you need to path the you give the path of the driver as well. Okay, so so if you're not providing these information, then you have initiated the executions. You will come up with you'll land up on the compatibility errors, and as well as so you need to have a manual attention. Suppose you have a the Google browser is it is updated to the 123, that is the latest version, but in your automation in our repo you have the driver which supports 122 or 121. If you run the script in such case, in such scenario, then it will throw another compatibility error because the driver is not going to support the target version of the browser that you have on your the host machine. Okay, so because you have not checked manually and you simply just executed one suite of execution or you started maintenance activity. Okay, so generally this kind of errors will while you are doing the developing. Suppose today you just started one development, then you'll get an exception, or you have started one maintenance activity. Okay, then you will see this one, or you started this suit execution try run or some kind of regression activity you have started. In such case you will see this one. Okay, these exceptions. Okay, so so overall this is a kind of this is a legacy. Okay, process was designed to be a manual, that is, and overall draws human attention because we need to remember what version I have, and you need to go to the blog and understand. Okay, and this process continued up to uh, Selenium 4.5 because the new approach that adapt that they implemented, that is from the Selenium 4.6 version to start with Chrome driver. Okay, now so that's about the legacy approach that we have here. I think you know this one. This is the Google Chrome we have in silent mode. It will be installed, and then we have these are the prerequisites that we need to take care for every activity, development and maintenance and the execution, and these are the fallbacks that we have the activities that we are doing in the legacy approach. Okay, so now let's go with this one. So what exactly the Selenium Manager, what it does? Okay, so Selenium Manager is a kind of command line interface. Okay, that is developed in the Rust programming. Okay, so the purpose of this tool is to do kind of management or any drivers or browsers or any kind of, not only specific to this one. You can do any kind of the development which has to be run in the background side. For that purpose, you may use the power of the the Rust. That's the reason Selenium designers and others they have started this component developing using this Rust program language. What are its main core features? So you can see we have one is the CLI command line interface, that is because they have given some flexibility to apply the commands in the command line interface as well. And then it runs in the silent mode. So the moment when you executed any script, it automatically initiates in the background. You don't need to do any kind of activity. Okay, so and so it is shipped by every release. So Selenium has its own releases, either month or 2 months or 3 months, like that, right? So whenever the Selenium release is there, this particular component will be updated and released along with that Selenium release. Okay, so overall kind of this particular tool that is developed in the Rust, and then it operates in the background, and it will not use visible to the end user as well. Okay, so one good thing I liked it is shipping by every release, so you don't need to take. worry about what is the version of this Selenium Manager release separately. So what are the functions it does is management. Okay, so the management of driver and browser it does. Okay, so this is a short glimpse on Selenium Manager. So we don't need to worry about how it is developed, or we don't need to worry about what exactly inside the code or those things. But as an end user, whoever is learning, whoever is start implementing, this is going to be a very easy. Okay, in one statement that everything is happening. Okay, that I'm going to show in the implementation session. Okay, so it is introduced in the Selenium 4.6, started with driver management. First started with driver management, that is Chrome driver. Okay, so what is the approach they have adapted is, so they are driven by the three components here. One is the discover, second one is download, third one is the catch. Okay, discover means what is the versions it has available currently on the host machine, or what is the version they have provided in the options side. Okay, based on these two, they will understand what version the particular execution is need, and then it will talk to the respective vendors endpoints, and then download specific version, and it will capture that in one specific cache folder, and then it will use it whenever you initiated the execution on that particular machine. Okay, so that's the mechanism they are following. So auto detection and JIT management. When I say JIT means it's a just in time management. This is okay. Uh, so we have a driver and browser, because as on today the version that Selenium supports is both driver and browser management. Okay, so Selenium bindings. It always, whenever the moment when you execute any script, the Selenium bindings will come into your picture and invokes Selenium Manager. Okay, and automated background the process to check browser version, compatibility of the browser driver version, and download a suitable browser and driver. Okay, so it will take care of both, and no path reference in the code. You don't need to give any of this one directly. You can give the session management code, and then uh, a simple flag to integrate with Selenium grid. Suppose you are running your suits on the Selenium grid, your solution is integrated. In this case, they have given one flag, so you need to make that flag as a true, so that it will mm, download those specific drivers based on the discovery. Okay, exception pre-auto mechanism in place. Okay, there is anything that if it is incompatible, then definitely it will give the warning to the end user or give the exceptions. So but in this, during this process, so we don't see any kind of exceptions. So whatever the version that you have given, defined version you have given, it is automatically the discovers and download. So these are the three phases that we have: development, maintenance, and execution. In these three phases, this will be useful. Okay, automatically you, because that is the one that we are using. Okay, and then here we have say given the details for here in the silent mode process is designed to be automated. Okay, unattended mode, so user doesn't need any kind of attention on this one, and this was introduced in the version 4.6.0, and from the 113 Chrome version onwards. It will not support from the 112 the prior to the 113. So you have to you have to make it as a old method that you need to reference, and then you need to follow, and overall achieve there is a, kind of effortless browser and driver management they have. So after my analysis, I understood it's a kind of zero. I would say zero. Okay. Okay. Now moving ahead, what are the it features? Okay. The first one is it has core functions, that is driver management and browser management. And the next one is it is backed by the cache. So you don't need to give any path. Okay. So it automatically it has its own default path. It will catch. That cache will be reused whenever you want same version of the browser. Okay, suppose now you just initiated and the version is downloaded 113. Next time if you invoke the execution with the same browser version, it will not download again. It will use the available 113 version in the cache folder. Okay, and then apart from these functions, they have given configuration, data collection. These are the uh, optional features that have they have added to the Selenium Manager. One is configuration, means if at all you wanted to uh, download those drivers and browse in the different folder, then they have given the guidelines to configure that one. Second one is the data collection. By default, the data will be collected. Nowadays, every browser vendor is following a kind of capturing certain metrics data, so that they can derive the insights, and they can come to a strategic decision whether they want to go with this particular feature or not. And that kind of background analytics being captured by the every software. For example, what is the browser you are using, what is the version, what is the particular the solution, I mean open source version that you are using. If it is a Selenium, what is the version, 4.19 or 18 or 17, what kind of a browsers you are using, browser versions. Because they wanted to see the metrics and understand how many users it is being used, and in which area it is being used, so what kind of applications they are using. That kind of technical data they are capturing, so that they may enhance their the softwares and solutions. Similarly, same kind of thing they have implemented here, so that for them, upcoming journey, that may be a useful. Okay, so they have given optional for this one as well. If at all, if you want, you can flag as a false, so that it will not send the data to the uh, particular Selenium form. Okay, so this is about the functions, features, core features. And then what is the support it has? It supports the platforms like Windows. So one is Windows, second one is Linux. One architecture it will Mac. It has two architectures, so Intel and Apple. And then compatibility, we have Chrome, Firefox, and Edge. Language bindings, whatever you have, it will support, and Grid it will support. Okay, so most of the whoever is the customers using their suits on the local sites or in-house environment by using the grid, so definitely this is useful. Okay, so this is the one thing that we have from the feature side. And okay, that's all I have from the introduction side. And I'm going to give overview on the implementation in the next session. Thanks for watching, and I'll meet you in the next session. Bye.